pleasant day to you everyone, and especially Sir Chan. Today I'm gonna present to you my research on Edith Stein's essay on women. Now, according to Edith Stein, there's a clear distinction of our gender, which are male and female. Now, these gender are harmonious interplay of men and women, distinct roles, and their ethical and existential implication for mutual respect and dignity for personal state fulfillment. Now, from first supporting points that balancing similarities and differences. Even though there's clear distinction of our soul, we should practice or we should acknowledge the similarities of our own. For example, men and women are both humans, and we have the capabilities to reason. When our differences, we have the innate nature, which lead to me to the second point of cultivating virtues. Now, cultivating virtues apparently means that we have this innate nature instilled upon us by the nature, or in Stein's word, God, is that, for example, in men and women rather, women are more capable of nurturing one, or more capable of empathy to others. However, in the other side of the panel is that men are more masculine, or they practice security of the others who is weak. Though it is not to stereotype, but they should embrace it. They should embrace this constructive masculinity and avoid harmful and dominance aspect of this innate nature, which one leads to the oppression of others, because they don't recognize others as a subject of their own, but rather an object. Now, and point 3 is that discovering the inner potential. Now, recalling for the point 2 is that we have this innate nature. Now, in the third point is that we should practice this innate nature of our own, because this nature, if we practice, can contribute to the community. Well, if you practice your individuality and your individuality will flourish, it will flourish the others as well, because they will your action rather, or your beautiful action will connect to others, because in a sense that we are a community held by ourselves, or our experience, or our virtues. Now, going to the objection 2 is that it is a prescribed nature. Prescribed nature means that we don't have really a choice. We don't have the choice to pick on our own, because if we have this innate nature, then what choice do we have than to follow them? However, I disagree, because nowadays we have more versatility of discovering others. Now, the other is that it is the other objection is that postmodernistic. Postmodernism reject the idea of there's only two, or the binary aspect of gender. They state that gender is more like of a spectrum, which cannot really say to agree, because gender, in a sense, is what we give birth at. In our first perception of the world is that we are only two, which men and women. Now, going to the last point is that going deep on what we talk, and the objection 2 is that it is the limitation of individuality. Now, we are not limited by nature itself, but rather due to the prescribed nature, or what is innate to us. Some others, they are say that we are limited because some may find disabilities on their own, mental or physical, which impose limitation by nature. Now, to answer that is that even though there's a clear limitation of others, they still have free will. Though we cannot say that they can do anything, but us who's normal, or rather who's gifted, which a limitation is that our role rather is should empathize on the others, so that they will see, or we will create this community in a harmonious way.
Good day to you, Sir Chan, and good day to our philosophical researcher, no, Mr. Kierby Klein Labor. To commence this critique of mine, first and foremost, it would be of much relevance to start this discourse with a sincere appreciation of Mr. Kierby Klein Labor's essay. I highly appreciate the researcher's efforts and, ironically, a somewhat novel perspective of gender roles, despite such a perspective already existing for a long time prior to his work. It takes courage to speak up about such a matter in a way that the researcher did, knowing the tendencies of today's world to persecute such a perspective. His efforts truly did not go in vain, as his output was comprehensible, only sustaining minor technical errors and possessed cohesion throughout the writing. Such work, if sufficiently developed, and it already is, offers the audience the chance to listen to another side in the hot discussion of gender roles. Hence, it is in its own way contributing to the effort of finding the answer to this issue. The researcher certainly did well in discoursing 3 points. First, with regard to the acknowledgement of gender being complementary rather than a superiority relationship. Experience of many suggests that such a relationship between genders functions more effectively in achieving a common goal, and the researcher certainly did well in conveying this in his work. The researcher also excelled in highlighting the need to adapt to changes in this world, but highlighted the need to maintain the essence of things. Lastly, humility was exhibited as the researcher also highlighted the importance of acknowledging the possible limitations of this framework, as it is oriented around a Judeo-Christian theological concept which may not be applicable to all individuals. It is also worth highlighting that the researcher has certainly incorporated various points from my previous critique of his philosophical research paper, incorporating more relevant topics such as that presented by liberals regarding gender roles and the ongoing discussion of gender equality. Overall, I have not found much of an issue in the research paper aside from the fact that some of his points needs to be highlighted and explicitly stated, considering that many of the audience of this paper would not have much knowledge on the topic. The thesis is not very argumentative, for me at least, and it is not very clear, although it is a simple problem that can be solved by a few tweaks. Once again, my sincere gratitude to the researcher for the lessons we have learned. I personally wish you the best of luck in your journey, and I have now witnessed a vivid depiction of the brightness of you being a great philosopher. Thank you and have a great day.